Hello Stampers, Deb Valder here. I always love having you stop by for some craftiness, and today we're going to be doing some wonky window work. And what I mean by that is in our shop we have 3 different wonky windows. So this is wonky window number 1, this is wonky window number 2, and these can be facing any way that you want. So if you wanted the for this one number 2, if you wanted the words up on top, you could do it this way. I wanted it to open from the side, so I actually put it this way. On this one you can take and you can put it this way or this way, and today we're going to be using wonky window number 3. So this is what wonky window number 1 looks like. Let's just put them side by side here. And like I said, you can go any way that you want. This is wonky window number 2. And this one right here is wonky window number 3. So with these, you're going to see that, like I said, you can switch them any which way that you want to. But after you cut them out, you get a little frame that looks like this. And then along with that, when you cut it out, you also get these pieces right here. So they're usable either on the piece that you're doing, and you can just kind of paper piece all of these together, or you can take and you can use them for another project. All right, but what we're going to do today is we're actually going to use them, and I'm going to show you a really cool way to use those. All right, so we'll come back to that in just a moment. This one, like I said, is the technique that we're going to be using today with our distressed oxides. But this one right here, like I said, you can make it into a shaker card. I just made a couple of windows into shaker cards. But the really cool thing is if you want to cut this out in a whole bunch of different colors and then paper piece them together in different colors like this with the actual cardstock, you can do that also. So that's really kind of neat. So when I take this off, you can actually use this as your piece also. So there's just so many different ways to use these wonky windows. Shaker cards, you can use them as puzzle pieces. They're just really, really cool. So I just cut out a wonky window number 3. All right, and like I said, we're going to use this technique, but we're going to use it on wonky window number 3. All right, so let's bring in the pieces right here. I've got my frame, which I'm going to be using very shortly, and then I have all of these pieces right here. So now what I want to do is I want to decide which way I want my window to be. Okay, so for this card, we're going to take and we're going to use it this way. And what we need to do now is to figure out what colors we're going to do with each one. So I'm going to color actually these pieces first. So I'm going to start with this little guy right over here. And I'm going to bring in my Make Art Station because I like to clean it up. It's so much easier to clean up on this than it is on a piece of paper. So let's start with the green, and I'm going to be using my mowed lawn for the green, and I'm going to use my green brush. So I have one of these brushes for every color family. So this is the green color family. All right, so I'm just going to take and burnish in the color here. You can do this as dark or as light as you want. You want the color to be nice and dark. Now these are distressed oxide inks, and they do react to water, which is the coolest part of all of this. And that's why I love using these. I could have used colored paper like I did on one of the other wonky windows that I showed you, but I wanted to show you that you can also do this. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of tie-dye. All right, so there's our green. All right, and we'll just let that set and dry. We'll go on to our yellow. Let's clean this as we go along, I think. I'm just going to take a little baby wipe because they do clean up so nicely. All right, so we're just going to clean that up and dry it off. All right, now let's try a paper towel. Here we go. All right, now we're going to take and do the yellow on this one. So I'm going to grab my yellow brush and my squeezed lemonade and do the exact same thing. All right, we'll let that one set over there to dry. And let's go on to our peacock feather. And that is my blue brush. right, we're going to do this one over here in the blue. This is one of my favorite colors. Actually, all of these colors are some of my favorites. They're just so bold and bright and just so pretty and really easy to use. Now, what I do with these is I just take and I clean them with water in the sink and then let them dry. All right, and that's why I can use them for all my color families. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to do the carved pumpkin. Oops, let's clean this off real quick. And grab my orange brush here. Alrighty, do you see how fast that is? Just really, really fast, but it's really pretty. All right, so now what we're going to do is to clean this off. And you can do one of two things next. Oops, you know what we need to do? We need to do our frame. As you can see, the frame is also done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to bring in my colors one more time. So let's start with the peacock. Now, I want to kind of put them together just to see. I just want to see where they're going to. I got to just put them all in here. Let's see. This one goes here, this one goes here. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to make sure that I don't put all the green down here and I don't put all the blue up there. All right, so I'm just going to kind of lay my little puzzle right over here and use that as kind of a template to see where I want to put this color. So my blue square is going to go up here. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to grab my blue and do, let's see, maybe a little right here. And remember, blue is up on the top, so we'll do a little bit more here. Randomly putting color in. All right, I'm not going to put these away because I might have to blend a little bit. All right, so there's that one. Let's take our orange next. And so the orange square is going to be up here. So let's do a little bit right here. And I'm going to blend the two of these together. See how I kind of just blended those together? And how about some right here? And quite a bit up here because that's the one that's going to go right over here. So we're good there. All right, so let's take and put the orange aside. And let's do our green. How about, let's see, green is going to go over here. So I'm going to blend it right here. And then how about right here? Okay, see how pretty they blend together? And then since green is going to go down here, I might want to put just a little bit right up here. And then the last color that we're going to do is the yellow. So bring in our squeezed lemonade and finish it off. See how pretty that looks? Now, I'm going to go back to my original squares. There we go. So pretty. I love that. All right, let's just bring in our wipe and just wipe everything up. Okay, and dry it off. Okay, now what we're going to do is take and, now there's a couple of different things that we can do. We can take our water, we can take our little palette right here, and take our paintbrush, load it up with water, and then just drop some drops on here. Or we can take, if you wanted it to be a little bit more spritzy looking, we could take our, let me just find it here. This is our little mini spritzer, all right? And you can take and you can actually just spritz it. Now that's if you want a lot more water to show up, and sometimes it's nice to do it on the lighter colors, but you get a very different look than you do with just kind of tapping it with these, all right? So I wanted to show you both ways, and now what we're gonna do is put it all together. It's that fast, all right? So let's just dry this off and put this little guy away for now. And let's bring in our pieces. So we've got this, we've got our base card right here, okay? And we're just gonna take and add some adhesive to it. And we are good to go. There we go. Going to add that right to this right here. See how pretty that is? All right, now we're going to just start adding our pieces together. And we're just putting our puzzle together. See how they fit in there just absolutely perfect? So this is what I call my tie-dye card. I just love it. All right, and then this one goes this way, so we'll just add some of these to the back. And here's our orange one. And then whatever image that you've already taken and put together, but isn't that so pretty just like that? I just love it. Now, before we put our image on, let's take and grab our MISTI and put our saying on here. I've done a couple of these already, so I know exactly where they need to go. All right, so let's just take and grab my Wow ink so that it cleans off easier. And then our black ink. See if that lines up. Perfect. All right. Okay, so there we have our words, and now all we need to do is to clean this off. And add our little piece right here. And all I'm going to do is pop this little guy up here. I am going to use the fatter foam squares because there is no other dimension on this. We glued all of these flat. Now you could take and you could raise the frame if you wanted to, or you could take and you could, oh, I got it all over me. You could take and raise the frame, or you could take and raise the squares. I mean, there's so many things you can do with these wonky windows. There's a wonky windows 1, 2, and 3, and they're all pretty cool. All right, so we're going to add this little guy right here. Isn't he cute? And then I'm going to add some of our crystal glaze onto him. You could also add it to the glass. You could add it to the ice cubes, you know. I just think he looks really, really cute, all glazed up, because then he's nice and shiny, like this little guy right here. Do you see how shiny he is? He's so cute. Now I just have to be careful and not put anything on here. But do you see how adorable these little cards are? And then of course you have to do your envelopes, okay? So we always do our envelopes, whether you're putting, I could even put the little ant down there at the bottom to show you what's on there. You could do the back of them. I love doing my envelopes, stamping up our envelopes. They're just absolutely adorable. So I'm going to set this one out of the way just so I don't set anything on it. And I just want to kind of go over some of the summer things that we have going on. So we have our ant collection that I'm absolutely in love with. And let me just show you some of these. So this is one of them, but this is the Ants Drink Up, and this is in the shop. And these are two of the cards that we did with them. And like I said, I put crystal glaze on the glass. I put it on the ants. They're absolutely adorable. Isn't that cute? And there's just so many little pieces to each one of these. This one was done from Ants at a Picnic, and I made it a shaker card. So each one of these windows were a shaker card. Now these are the peekaboo windows as opposed to the wonky windows. So we've got a couple of these kinds of windows also. They're so much fun. And summer is just a fun time. Even if we are quarantined, it is still a fun time. So that's Ants at a Picnic right here. And I take some of the sayings out of each one of these too. They're just a lot of fun. And then the one we use today right here is, this one is called Aunt You Sweet. And they're just absolutely adorable. So this one right here, when life gives you lemons, just add vodka. So fun. All right. And then the little girl came from a set from our fall sets, and she's in the shop. It's called Apple Cider Oddball. And that is just adorable also. I think we have a couple of these sets left, and it's one of our kits. We've been starting to do kits again. And this is our little kit right here. So you get 4 cards that you can make. You get the die, you get the 2 stamps with it, and it's just a fun set right here. So that's everything that you get in this right here along with those. And then here's a couple of the cards that I've done with them. There's this one, and then there's this one, and of course you have to do your envelope. So that's kind of some of the things that we've been doing this summer, just to give you that summerishy kind of thing. If you have any questions, you let me know. We're here. We love to help. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure that you subscribe and click on the little bell so that you get notified every single time that we do a new video. Hit the thumbs up button and share this with your friends. We really appreciate it. You take care. Have a great day, and thank you for stopping by.